That part. Bye, y'all. You guys do me a favor. As soon as you guys come in the building, do me a favor and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're in the building. You hear me? Leave your fingerprint. Pull up this comment section. That part. L.O.T.S approved media. We're just waiting for the building to fill up, you guys. Let the building fill up. That part. You guys don't waste no time. Do me a favor. As soon as you guys come to the building, hit the like button. All right, let's not wait for the middle to end of this video. That part. Most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. DSTM. That part. All right. That's enough of that, yo. Hold up. Listen, you guys. L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Sue the Messenger Podcast, episode number 119. You heard me? Now, listen, you guys, do me a favor. Don't wait for the middle or the end of this video. I need everybody to make sure you guys hit that like button. As soon as you guys hit the like button, YouTube going to take this content and then they're going to push it forward and recommend it to their audience. Thank you guys in advance. Make sure you guys are leaving a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're in the building. That's called leaving your fingerprint. All right, make this a sentimental, make this a memorable podcast. Leave your fingerprint in the comment section. Also, you guys, don't be a ninja watcher. That's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher. That's just a hater. And you definitely want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. We call that a peeping Tom. If you don't know what they do to peeping Tom, just stay out of jail. You won't never find out. All right. Now, you guys, time for my intro. I am the incomparable, the often imitated, but cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from, the elected, the appointed voice of the streets. I go by the name of L.O.T.S approved. You guys, that is an acronym, all right? That stands for the Lord of the Streets, leader of the streets, learn off the streets, living off the streets. When I say living off the streets, I'm referring to eating off the land. We hustle, so we eat what we kill here. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger Podcast, episode number 119. That part. All right, make sure you guys clap it up for yourself. For everybody that's in attendance tonight, if you're a returning viewer, clap it up for yourself. If this is your first time coming, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That part. Last but not least, you guys, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. All right, and I'm considered the top op public enemy number 1. Now, we got some topics tonight. First of all, we're gonna speak about Jim Jones. You know, we gotta speak about Jimmy and Cameron. All right, this recent thing that's been going on with Dipset. Let's just start there. Also, we speak about Drake. Drake won that lawsuit with against iHeartMedia Group. All right, that part. Receiving money from Universal Music Group. All right, for playing Not Like Us. So Drake won that lawsuit, and we have more things to speak about. But we're definitely gonna start off with Jimmy. Let's speak about Jimmy, Cam, and actual 50 Cent. All right. And we'll speak about the shooting of Little Baby. See if we found some information on that. Little Baby shooting a video in a gang rivalhood in which 2 people were unalived subsequently. We'll speak about that also. All right, starting off with Jimmy. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all right? Now, you guys know Jimmy and Cam, they've been going back and forth. It's kind of like, it's not nothing new. This is not new, all right? But one thing I can say, things are starting to escalate between Jimmy and Cam. Now, we all know in the past they've had their issues. Dipset was exploited by 50 Cent, in which 50 Cent has chimed in once again. All right. Now, this all began, I think, with just the Is What It Is, the podcast, the sports podcast, with Cameron periodically he speaks about Jimmy. All right, Jimmy and I believe 50 Cent, 50 was on the show, and subsequently they spoke about Jimmy, in which I guess they spoke about Jimmy in an unfavorable way. Nonetheless, the saga continues, all right, in which Jimmy was on the Breakfast Club. Now, you guys already know you're dealing with Charlamagne the God, the ruler of rubbing people the wrong way. With that being said, Charlamagne the God spoke to Jimmy about the ongoing beef between him and Cameron. And you know, they couldn't go around or elude speaking about 50 Cent. All right. They spoke about the verses. First of all, they gave Jimmy a lot of accolades. You guys know Jimmy is a artist that started receiving his accolades later on in his career, as opposed to being a young artist like Cameron, who first got ushered into the hip hop business. All right. As well as Mace. Now, Mace, so not allegedly, Jimmy proclaimed this in Mace, what's the name? He confirmed it, excuse me, in which Mace taught Jimmy how to rap. So they're responsible for Jimmy's success, but Jimmy feels like he's kind of being lowballed with Cameron and what he brought to the Dipset arena, to the Dipset universe, if I may. And we all know Jimmy's responsible for a lot of the aesthetics with Dipset, as he's mentioned throughout the recent interviews. Now, recently, the Breakfast Club asked Jimmy about a versus. Jimmy versus 50 Cent. I would never even think people would even fathom Jimmy going against somebody such as 50. I think, I don't know if it was Envy or Charlamagne, but somebody was trolling. We got to keep in mind, don't get rich or die trying. That's a diamond project in comparison to 50. Now let's weigh the pros and cons. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We're speaking about Jim Jones' accolades in the music industry. As of recently, Jim Jones has been getting his flowers, right? He's compared his catalog. Jimmy's always speaking in reference to his catalog. Jim Jones is under the impression that his catalog surmounts more to any project that any New York rapper has put in out. I think Jimmy is I think he's equivalating success to quantity as opposed to quality. Jim Jones is under the impression that he has such a catalog that performs consistently every year that him going against 50 Cent would be warranted. Now, to Jim Jones' credit, he shut down the idea of him going against 50, right? And it's only because of recent events, recent things that's taken place between him and 50, in which he referred to 50 as a sucker. Now, you know, Jim Jones responded to that. And I kind of jumped the gun because we got to speak about Cameron fighting. So let's backtrack a little bit before we unpack the 50 and Jim Jones. Now, Jim Jones and Cameron, they've been having their back and forth. 50 said, Jim Jones said he's a legend in two boroughs. He's a legend in if anybody's questioning is he a native of Harlem, whether Harlem or the Bronx. Jim Jones said he's a legend in two boroughs. Let's be clear. Hold on. You know, definitely that shot's fired. Let's be clear, that shot's fired. All right, he's being facetious. With that being said, he's a legend in two boroughs. Now, somehow it's led to the point that Jimmy wants to fight Cam. Jimmy's offering Cameron to fight for $10 million. All right? In which Jimmy said he would punch Cameron's head off. Now, when in reference to your dog and your brother, somebody that you built something special as the Dipset, this special thing of ours. One would think that would, I'm not going to say that's audacity, but it shows the value of their relationship and where it's at currently today. Once again, Jimmy said he will punch Cameron's heads off. Jimmy, apparently Jimmy's under the impression that he's more aggressive than Cam and Mace because he's always threatening to put his hands on Cam and Mace, in which I don't see Cam and Mace reciprocating that per se. Now, I can't say that Cam and Mace don't have hands. They're from New York City. New York City, I presume that you have to have some type of hands. But you can't assume everybody have hands. I get it. Everybody's not like me, per se. With that being said, Jimmy's always offering proposition Cam and Mace to put their hands on him, and I don't see Cam and Mace responding back. That doesn't necessarily Cam and Mace can't handle Jimmy. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Nor does that necessarily mean that Cam and Mace don't have hands for Jimmy or they're in fear of Jimmy. That's not saying that. That doesn't show that, right? But what I can say, Jimmy's under the impression he's very confident that he could beat up Cam and Mace, all right? In which Jimmy offered to fight Cameron for $10 million. Now, hold up. Clap it up for Jimmy just for being the promoter that he is. A young Don King, if you may. Hold up. That part. Yeah. I could dig it, Jimmy. I could dig it, Jimmy. Jimmy, I like your negotiation tactics. Jimmy, I like you. I like the way you're taking advantage of the situation. Jim Jones is taking advantage of the limelight. All right. If you see at the end of every conversation, Jim Jones always tells you this is for entertainment purposes. Same way I'm speaking to you guys. This is for entertainment purposes. All right. But nonetheless, that's a disclaimer. Let's make this clear. All right. It's been confirmed. Jimmy's offering Cameron to fight for $10 million. Now, my question is to you guys. Would you guys pay for a Cameron and Jim Jones fight? Is a Cameron and Jim Jones fight worth $10 million? I've never seen Cam throw hands. I've never seen Jimmy throw hands. Though I have seen Capo attempt to throw a man down the escalator, right? It was a little aggressive. I've seen how Capo reacted in the Rucker Park. Now, mind you, when you're getting jumped, of course you're going to run. I've done had 30 niggas get at me where I've had to run before. Sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes you need to get your ass up out of Dodge. The odds are against you. But nonetheless, is a Jim Jones Cameron fight worth $10 million? I don't think so. I don't quite think so. They might have to bring that down a little bit, bring down the price a little bit, and maybe somebody can make that happen. All right? Because apparently Jimmy has a chip on his shoulder for Cam. Jimmy said Cameron backdoored him. So you guys know with the verses, y'all know Jim Jones was the one that was eager to put the verses together between Dipset and the L.O.T.S. Jimmy was the one who put that. He orchestrated that. He initiated that. He planted the seed in Cameron's head. Let's go. With that being said, according to Jim Jones, Cameron backdoored him, right? He said Cameron negotiated a piece of the company, and Cameron confirmed that. Cameron said that I guess the offer wasn't lucrative enough initially from Swiss Beats and Timbaland, the owners of Versus. It wasn't juicy enough per se. No Diddy. With that being said, he was able to negotiate a piece of the company. Now, according to Jim Jones, this was not in the contract. He never got the memo. Jim Jones describes this as a backdoor. He interprets that as a backdoor. He says Cameron backdoored me to get a piece of the verses, to get a piece of the company. Now, I don't know how he correlate that to a backdoor, because I guess he said Cameron did not let him know. I guess Cameron didn't tell him that that was the plan. I don't know if Cameron didn't notify him post putting the deal together. Could it be that Jimmy found out when we found out that Cam got a piece of the company? Nonetheless, Jimmy feels like that's a backdoor. Jimmy feels like Cameron should have benefited from having a piece of the company. Jimmy even went as far as to offered Cameron to give him his portion of what he would get paid for the event, just so Jimmy could perform in Madison Square Gardens again. Madison Square Gardens has a sentimental value for anybody that performs there, whether it be a singer, a rapper, or just basketball player, right? It's the Garden. Jimmy was eager to get there, so he was willing to forfeit his portion of the pay. Nonetheless, Jimmy says Cameron backdoored him. Now, it seems like between Jimmy and Cameron, there's a lot of backdooring. I'm going to call a spade. You guys know what Cameron copyrighted, trademarked the Bird Gang logo behind Jimmy's back. This is Jimmy saying this. Now, I don't know if this was in response to Jimmy trademarking the Dipset logo. Hold up. Yeah, you heard it. They doubled back on each other, and Jimmy and Cam doubled back on each other, and they trademarked each other's logos for each other's groups, companies. Bird Gang, remember, Bird Gang and Dipset. It was Dipset. Then Jimmy came with Bird Gang. Bird Gang was supposed to be an offshoot of Dipset. Hello. Well, I guess Cameron didn't like the way things was going. Maybe Cameron felt like he was being undermined, in which Cameron thought he felt he was in his best interest to copyright the Bird Gang logo, which, he didn't come up with the logo. Unbeknownst to Jimmy. That's called a backdoor. So Jimmy and Cameron apparently have been backdooring each other. So it seems like Jimmy and Cameron have this friendly rivalry going on, but it's deadly at the same time, because they say business and friends don't mix. So these guys are mixing business with friendship, and it's getting personal. But to Jim Jones's defense, Jim Jones said he's always going to wave the Dipset flag. Somehow, and we got to give credit to Jim Jones. Jim Jones is able to put aside his ego, his objective for the Dipset agenda. Jimmy still is pushing the Dipset flag. So this beef, this so-called beef between Cameron and Jimmy, it may not be what everybody's thinking, right? Obviously, they're two brothers. It might just be a petty quarrel between two brothers. How far can this actually go? Jimmy said he's going to punch Cameron's head off. I don't know how far this is going to go. Me, myself, if a friend of mine was to tell me he's going to punch my head off and tell people, it's just words. We gangsters, we street niggas. Words ain't going to hurt a nigga. You can come back from that. I can imagine a friend of mine telling me on national TV or whatever, say, I'm going to punch L.O.T.S. Approv's head off. I'm not mad at that. I've heard words. I've heard niggas say they're going to kill me. And then when I pop up, I've heard it all. I've robbed people when they threaten they're going to kill me. And then when they see me, I tell you, get it in blood. And I'm not promoting that. I'm not condoning that. I'm just being honest with you. Words don't hurt, really. Words don't really hurt. It's somebody's actions, their intentions. It's your intentions behind the words. It's the conviction in your voice. All right? With that being said, I don't see the fight between Cameron and quite honestly, between Cameron and Jimmy actually happen. I don't see that fight actually happen, to be quite honest with you. But what I can say is Jimmy is mad at Cam. All right. And it looks like, I think Dipset might be primarily over with. Like I said, it's only going to be financial gain that they would reunite. All right. But we can't forget to mention 50 Cent. Now, during the Breakfast Club interview, they spoke about 50, in which Jim Jones to have a versus against 50. Now, I found this to be, how would you say it? Disrespectful, for lack of a better term. That was disrespectful to 50 Cent and his accomplishments, his catalog. To compare 50 Cent and Jimmy, listen, we're fans of Jimmy. I understand Jimmy's going summer for summer. Jimmy is what we call a late bloomer. A lot of us are late bloomers in certain areas of life. Jimmy's what you call a late bloomer. All right? He's doing his thing. He's consistent right now. When a lot of his peers have retired, a lot of his peers have soaking up and they've took what they could take out of the industry and they've moved on. A lot of his peers have reinvented themselves and moved on to the next opportunity. Jimmy's a late bloomer. So Jimmy still got money on the table when it comes to hip hop. All right. Now, with that being said, Jimmy's under the impression that he has enough catalog to go against any New York rap. Listen, hold up, man. Jimmy, listen. This is not the first time. Let's be clear. Jim Jones is calling out New York. Jim Jones has been calling out New York rappers for like the past 3 to 4 years. Let's be clear. Jimmy wants pressure in New York. I don't know what's going on in New York City. Jimmy wants pressure. He wants pressure with one of you vets. Is not Jimmy a worthy opponent? My question to you guys is not Jim Jones a worthy opponent? Why nobody stepping up? Why nobody stepping up to the line, stepping up to the plate to battle Jim Jones? What is it? Y'all don't respect Jimmy? Is it because Jimmy's a late bloomer? What, Jimmy, those records that Jimmy's making right now today, what, they don't count? I understand that Jimmy's not ready for 50. I get it. To be quite honest with you, that's blasphemous. Though I'm not going against you, Jimmy, because at the end of the day, you stirring up the water. You got to strike the water, right? Stir up the pot. You got to stir the water. Some fish could pop out. I get it. I get what you're doing. You're trolling. But at the same time, if 50 takes you up on the offer, that's a come up. Let's be clear. If 50 Cent were to battle Jim Jones, that would be a come up for Jimmy, not 50. What is it? What is it about Jim Jones that nobody wants to battle Jimmy? Listen, Jimmy's been dropping projects back to back. We got to give him his credit. In comparison to 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, album that went platinum, Diamond, 10 times platinum. He just came off a world tour, one of the biggest tours ever in hip-hop, top 3 grossing tours. He's still circumnavigating the globe on with tours, performing, Get Rich or Die Trying. This is what you call quality. Jimmy is a mix of quantity with quality. But let's make this clear. It's not to the degree of 50. Jim Jones is more quantity than quality, though there's quality there. I'm not taking nothing from Jimmy. I understand people. I'm not taking nothing from Jim Jones. We clapping up. Listen, we clapping it up for Jimmy. Yes, most improved. Longevity there. That box is checked. Longevity there. That box is checked. Most relevant right now. That box is checked. Hold up. Hold up. He deserves it. Most relevant right now. Out of his generation. That's checked. Jimmy's consistency is there. It is. Trust me when I tell you, the consistency is there. But nonetheless, Jimmy turned down 50. He called 50 a sucker. Hold up. Jimmy referred to 50 Cent as a sucker. All right. And y'all know 50 chimed in. Obviously, 50 definitely chimed in. All right. And yeah, we definitely gonna speak about the Drake with that lawsuit. That's big. All right. So now, first of all, let's go. I'm gonna go through a list of tweets that Jimmy put out. All right. And some of the tweets that 50 responded to. All right. And what Jimmy says, first of all, he propositioned Cameron for a $10 million fight on Breakfast Club. All right. And he also says nobody in New York can keep up with his catalog. He calls 50 a sucker in Breakfast Club interview. Asked about versus against Jackson. Now, This is 50's response, all right? This is what 50 responded on IG, in which 50 said, Jomo, he said delusional. Jomo only got one song, Ballin', written by Max B. Man, he said, better shut up before I have True Life chasing your ass around the city again. Fuck effing punk. Nah, he's referring to True Life. You guys know about True Life, right? That's that Dominican kid. At one point, Jimmy had beef with True Life. True Life is I would consider him, he was running with Jay-Z at one point. Ran around with so-called Jimmy's chain. A piece of jewelry, an item, if you say, in which he was brandishing the item on the internet, parading around town with Jimmy's jewelry. The guy goes by the name of True Life. This is who 50 Cent is referring to. 50 said, don't make me have to call True Life to chase your ass around. You heard me? So you guys see what 50 Cent is going with it. He said Jimmy only has Ballin'. Now, you guys, I need your opinion on this. Jimmy has a lot of hits, right? But I live in the South. We listen to Jimmy. We listen to, I don't know all Jimmy's song. I can't just call him offhand, right? But I know I'm familiar with Jimmy's music. He makes good music. Let's be clear. Let's make it clear Jimmy makes good music, but we're talking about the level of where his music performs at. In comparison to 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, that's not going to sum out. It's not going to equivalate. 50 and Jimmy's not going to equivalate. So 50 said that Jimmy only has Ballin'. All right, Ballin', that's a hit. That's a hip-hop classic. That's forever. He's written in stone. Jimmy has a hit forever. Nobody can take that away from Jimmy. Nonetheless, in comparison to Ballin', in comparison to Get Rich or Die Trying, that's a plethora. 10 times, it's diamond, 10 times platinum. Massacre, all that. In comparison. So what 50's trying to say is, Jimmy, all you have is Ballin'. You guys let me know. Because Jimmy's trying to say in New York, if nobody can go against Jimmy in New York City. And this is what Jimmy's talking about. Because in Florida, like I said, I couldn't imagine Jimmy don't have that same appeal that 50 got in the South. But we do love, we fuck with Jimmy. We do. But Jimmy's saying in New York. So Jimmy's saying, if this stays confined within the parameter of New York City, meaning nothing outside of New York City, any artist that is a New York native within the parameters of New York City, if that event takes place, he's saying that's an automatic win, unanimous, without a question, without a doubt. My question to you guys believe that? New York City, when you guys are familiar with Jimmy music, y'all play Jimmy music, are y'all confirming what Jimmy's saying? Because Jimmy's claiming that he's basically the king of New York. Jimmy's saying no other New York rapper can outperform him. And I'm pretty sure, I know he's not speaking about Jay-Z. I know he don't have the audacity to speak about Jay. Though he might entertain the thought for trolling purposes, because it's good for views. But I know Jimmy don't believe that. So I know he's not speaking about Jay, nor is he speaking about Nas. Let's exclude Jay and Nas from this conversation. Jimmy's saying that no New York rapper can outperform his catalog. New York, do you guys believe that? I'm in the South and I don't believe that. But for some reason, Jimmy's under that impression. But I don't see nobody up north, nobody in New York City. Hell, we can go outside New York, the confines of New York City. Nobody in Philly, New Jersey, wherever's Connecticut. How do y'all feel? Is what Jimmy's saying valid? That's my question. Is it valid? Because I don't see nobody doubting Jimmy. I don't see nobody saying that that's not true. I don't see nobody stepping up to battle Jimmy, to be quite honest with you. But apparently Jimmy said he's not battling 50. All right. And we don't want to see Jimmy and 50 battle. Now, I don't know what battle would I want to see Jimmy battle. Maybe Jimmy should battle a Cameron. That would be dope. I would love to see Jimmy and Cameron battle. Though I know Cameron got more hits, but I would like to see that. They're comrades / rivals at this point. All right, Harlem. Bum, 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 bum. Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy putting out records. We fucking with them records. But Jimmy's comparing himself to the best. And that there we have to reassess things and take things into consideration once more, right? He's a great artist. Jimmy performs great. But we're talking about this upper echelon where Jimmy's knocking on that ceiling. All right, that part. L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger Podcast, episode number 119. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel. All right, don't come into the house of the L.O.T.S Approved, my humble abode, without wiping your feet on the rug. Y'all know as soon as you come in anybody's house, you wipe your feet on the rug. All right, your grandparents, you don't embarrass the people that raised you. You got bacteria and all that. Why would you come into the house of L.O.T.S Approved and not hit the like button? You just simply wiping your feet. Thank you in advance. Now, you guys, I want to speak about Lil Baby recently. Lil Baby did a video in a rival neighborhood in Atlanta. So apparently Lil Baby did a video in a rival neighborhood in Atlanta, right? In which 2 people were unalived, I would believe, or maybe 1. Let me double check. I'm gonna pull this information up, right? Make sure you guys hit the like button, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. But once again, Lil Baby, he did a music video in a rival Atlanta neighborhood in which a teenager was unalived. Now, I don't know if it was 1 or it was 2. All right. Hold on. I'm pulling up the information right now. Once again, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Bada bing. All right. So basically, what happens is he's shooting a video in a so-called rival gang neighborhood. All right. Let me see here. Let me pull up this. I'm pulling up some information, right? Allow me one moment. All right. Attorneys Drew Finan and Mauricia Goldberg have responded to Atlanta Police Department while distancing the Atlanta rapper born Dominique Jones from the alleged gang war and pair of teens murdered. So apparently 2 teens were murdered, all right, in a rival gang neighborhood. Finan Goldberg called the APD's, all right, Atlanta Police Department reference to Lil Baby complete and total nonsense, all right, while saying that roping his name into a conversation of a pair of murders, all right, is unprofessional, unethical, and shameful. Now, the part of the press conference on Wednesday by the Atlanta Police Department that made the obvious reference to Dominique Jones was complete and total nonsense, all right? The attorney said in the statement to the Billboard on Friday, the 26th, to say that he couldn't shoot a music video in his hometown, that's what I was saying, a place that he loves and has continued to uplift, is disgraceful. Even more, the location for a major music video shoot is a decision made by a professional team and not a decision made by any individual. All right? Bringing the name into a conversation regarding terrible crime to which he has absolutely no involvement by unprofessional, unethical, and shameful. Dominique is devastated about the situation because of those children came from the same neighborhood he did. All right? And he will continue to build up his community in any way he can. All right, so shout out to a Lil Baby for the philanthropy, that part. That part. So you guys see the lawyers are saying this is foolishness. According to the APD, Atlanta Police Department, they're saying that that's a rival gang neighborhood. So y'all already know they already have Baby affiliated with the Crip shit and the PF, the Four Pockets Full gang and all that. And he done switched up shit. And y'all know they was under investigation, the YSL and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. With that being said, he's falling back. Lil Baby has had to change he changed his leaf or turned his leaf. You know the metaphor. With this being said, I had a discrepancy about this. For one, you're saying they're holding Lil Baby. They want to hold Lil Baby responsible for shooting a video in a rival gang territory, saying he caused this, right? For one, In this country, I thought we had the right to go anywhere in America that we want. That's public. That's public access, right? When I first read the article and I seen the side that the officers was on, that they were so adamant about placing responsibility on little baby and painting the picture of him as a gang member, and this is a rival gang neighborhood, and saying that he had intentions, he had preconceived notion, he already knew that this was a possibility, because that's what they're alluding to. Like as if he knew this is deliberate that he shot it in a rival neighborhood. Now, with that being said, just looking at the way that scenario, the way they painted it, it paints Lil Baby as the person that was irresponsible, obviously. But when it comes to the laws, I don't think he broke a law. I thought in this country you could shoot a video anywhere that you want. I never knew that gang members were respected. Shout out to all gangs, you know what I mean? But I never knew gang members were respected. I thought it was public property. If anything, if it's public property, that means if you are a United States citizen, you have the right to perform or stand there. You have to have access to that public property. Whether somebody's under the pressure that they own that corner. I don't care if there's a million niggas on the corner. We don't own the corner. But apparently they're upholding the gang politics. I get the impression that they're upholding gang politics because they're saying it's a rival neighborhood. What is a rival neighborhood? I think you guys are responsible for eradicating that. That has nothing to do with Lil Baby. Lil Baby doesn't have responsibility. He doesn't have to respect it nor restrain himself from being in certain locations. It's America. So I didn't get the police position on it. It seemed like they had a horse in the race. It seems like the police had ulterior motive. It seems like they had a predisposition on Lil Baby. It seems like they really they don't like Lil Baby. They have an issue with Lil Baby in alleged gang ties. So they're painting the picture as if they're trying to throw something at the wall and see what sticks. They're trying to put some paint where it ain't. That part. Nonetheless, shout out to Lil Baby. I like the way Lil Baby's moving. Now, rest in peace to the kids that lost their lives. I'm not condoning what took place, right? Nor am I saying that wasn't a rival gang neighborhood, allegedly. I'm not saying that. But what does that have to do with my rights as a citizen? I can perform and I can stand anywhere I want. That's American access. I'm a citizen. It's public property. I can be there. Whether a gang member feels like he doesn't want me there or not. That's why it's open to the public, not an individual. They don't pay no taxes on that corner, though they might pay taxes in the city. I get it. But them, not necessarily. Their parents, maybe so. Them, not necessarily. Yeah. So I didn't understand the police position other than that they really have a thing for Lil Baby, right? They want Lil Baby removed from the city. And they're trying to throw something at the wall and see what sticks, man. Shout out to Lil Baby. Nonetheless, L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 119. That part. That part. Now, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, all right? Like I said, we're going to have some new interviews coming up. You know what I mean? And it don't stop. We're going to speak about Drake, you guys. Drake suing iHeartMedia. Now, y'all know Drake had this big lawsuit against iHeartMedia and other companies, all right? Let's break down the lawsuit once more. Drake had a lawsuit saying that Universal Music Group, UMG, the parent company, they're both signed to UMG, parent company of Drake and Kendrick. Drake is saying that Universal Music Group paid iHeartRadio, payola to play Not Like Us, right? They paid him extra to play the record more, which subsequently led to his demise, right? So this is the big lawsuit that Drake was talking about. Now, I don't know if he has more lawsuits. Apparently, I'm pretty sure there might be more lingering. But according to reports, Drake won that lawsuit against iHeartRadio. Hold up. I think that dude deserves an applause. L.O.T.S prove me. Make sure you guys hit that like button as soon as you guys come to the building. I don't care if we got 10 people or we got 1,000 people in the building. Hit the like button. You guys, Drake has won that lawsuit against iHeartRadio. Now, they haven't reported, it's undisclosed the amount, but apparently they have reached a settlement. All right? That part. Yeah, big time. Now, this is unprecedented. I want to look at something here. I want to check something out here, bro. Hold on. All right, let's read it. All right. Drake has reached a settlement with Texas-based iHeartMedia, in his legal dispute over Kendrick Lamar's alleged diss track, Not Like Us, according to AP News. In November, Drake filed a legal petition in Bexar County, Texas, accusing iHeartMedia of taking illegal payments from Universal Music Group to boost airplay for Not Like Us. On Thursday, his attorneys announced an amicable resolution with iHeartMedia, all right, but provided no further details. Now, we are pleased that the parties were able to reach a settlement satisfactory to both sides and have no further comment on the matter. Drake's legal team said in a statement, the claims against UMG remain unresolved. A hearing on UMG's motion to dismiss Drake's petition is scheduled for Wednesday in San Antonio. So basically, the claims against UMG remains unresolved. So I guess they reached a settlement for the iHeartMedia, but what remains is Universal Music Group. So I said there's probably still lawsuits out there. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But it looks like Drake is gaining some ground in this lawsuit. So there was some validity to what Drake was saying. Yeah. They plotted Drake's demise. They actually paid iHeartMedia more money to play the record. That's a conflict of interest. Drake and those are Drake and Kendrick. Listen, Universal Music Group is the parent company of both Drake and Kendrick. What they did, they tanked Drake. Now, what they're trying to say is Drake was supposed to get back his masters. They're saying Drake contract with UMG was coming to an end. They're comparing Drake to Michael Jackson, Prince, people that own their masters, and how they usually meet their demise. The conspiracy theory is that once you sign to these big companies and they blow you up, and you make these business acquisitions, as in owning your masters and things of that nature, you get smart. Apparently, the objective is not for you to leave bigger than them. Apparently. And this is what Drake is facing. They're comparing Drake to Michael Jackson owning the Beatles catalog. They're comparing Drake to Prince. They're saying if Drake left the industry, which he when he leaves the label, he was going to be independent. And Drake being independent, being the artist that he is, being as big as an artist as he is, would have led the cavalry for independency, for other artists going independent. Basically, Drake was a threat to the industry. He was a threat to the system. And that's why, as a collective, they came together to bring about Drake's demise. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Yeah, this gives credence to it. If Drake was able to win that lawsuit, that means that it was based on some there was some truth there. There was some validity there. All right. Shout out to Champagne Poppy. So, though we got to see one of the best hip-hop battles ever in our life, right? Subsequently, it fell on Drake. Subsequently, Drake had to bear everything that came with it, the demise of his career. Now, I did a funeral on Drake. Drake is still here. We seen Drake did a performance. The crowd was singing word for word. No, Drake is not dead per se. All right. But Drake's trajectory slowed down. That I can admit. His trajectory definitely slowed down. All right. But nonetheless, shout out to Drake. And we might have to start giving Drake a little bit more credit. Not to say to take away from Kendrick, but let's not give Kendrick more credit than he deserves and give him all the credit that he actually deserves. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. You did win this battle. Did you use unconventional methods? Yes, you did. Did you win the battle fairly? No, you did not. Did you have to use these methods in order to beat Drake? I don't even think so. To be quite honest with you, I don't think that Kendrick necessarily had to use, and it wasn't Kendrick per se. It was Universal Music Group. I think that Kendrick could have performed against Drake. Would he have won against Drake? A lot of us don't believe so. And I don't think that he per se would have unanimously won against Drake. Right? Interesting, man. Interesting. L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. That part. Now, you guys, make sure you guys are getting your subscriptions up and hitting that like button. Every time you guys hit the like button, YouTube takes this content and then they push it forward and recommend it to their audience. We got to get our likes up. We got to get our subscriptions up. That part. We're going to make a lot of upgrades on this channel. You guys, thank you. Thank you to everybody that's been rocking with me. Thank you to everyone. That part. You guys are highly appreciated. Highly appreciated. What else we got here, man? I think we have something else here. I think we do have something left. We spoke about Jimmy. Jimmy want war. Drake winning the war. Drake just lawsuit. It's amicable. They reached a settlement against iHeartMedia. Lil Baby lawyer brushing Lil Baby lawyer saying that's nonsense. Accusing that man of getting 2 teenagers unalived in a rival gang neighborhood. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. What else we got? What else? Bada bing, bada bang. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. No. All right. My bad, you guys. I was just looking for something. It was something I wanted to speak about. Oh, listen, last but not least, you guys. Last but not least, I want to speak about Casanova. All right. Now, Casanova. Shout out to Casanova. First of all, you guys remember Casanova, Brooklyn artist. You know what I mean? Got locked up behind all that Tekashi 6ix9ine when he was out here. You know what I mean? I think them niggas at the Barclays Center, niggas are shooting at each other, blase squaze. You know, sometimes I get things mixed up. You guys don't kill me. Correct me in the comment section. I'm pretty sure you will. That being said, he spoke about something, man. Casanova seems like he's had some hindsight. He's reflecting on some of his decisions, all right? Now, Casanova says lyrics about street life manifested his current incarceration. I feel like I manifested this on myself because all my songs are all jail-related or gang-related or super violence, all right? It says here in this chat with Double XL, So Brooklyn Star admitted that he hasn't written any new rhymes while incarcerated. would have plenty of time to tap into creativity. Casanova explained that his past lyrics manifested his hardships. Now, I kind of believe in the manifestation more than ever. And I feel like I manifested this on myself because of all my songs are jail-related or gang-related, super violent, he explained. I kind of manifested it. I believe in the tongue now. I got to go more positive when I get out. Hold up, man. Clap it up. All right, it seems like Casanova has turned a new leaf. We'll see. Casanova said that basically his rhymes manifested his situation. Now, you guys know the power of the tongue. All right, you can condemn or you could breathe life into something, right? The power of the tongue, manifestation. I'm not gonna necessarily say I disagree with him. I don't know about going to jail and turning a new leaf like that. It sounds good when you're in jail. Yeah, I changed my life, woo-de-woo, but seeing is believing. We got to see Casanova touch down on this concrete first and see if he has that same attitude. When you're in jail, a lot of niggas turn a new leaf in jail. They turn Muslim, Catholic, Christian. They find themselves in jail. There's nothing wrong with that, to be quite honest with you. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's those circumstances that prompt you to make those type of decisions, right? That make you more compelled to make those type of decisions. But a lot of people say that's just because you kind of got scared straight. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for Casanova. Nonetheless, the man's from Brooklyn, right? And I know once he smells that Brooklyn air, he gets outside, you know what I mean? That shit's gonna get back to what he gonna have to get back to what he know. But nonetheless, Casanova said he has turned a new leaf. Everything that he's making music-wise manifested his current incarceration. Clap it up for that gentleman. You know what I mean? The power of words. Every frequency absorbs and omits the same frequency. Yeah. That part. Big shout out to Casanova. Now, are you guys ready for the positive Casanova? Are y'all ready for Casanova to sing gospel? Can y'all imagine Casanova performing, Brooklyn rapper Casanova performing with Kirk Franklin? Can y'all see Casanova doing gospel? Casanova said he's going to turn a new leaf. He's going positive now, you guys. Are you guys ready for that? Y'all know the man. I forgot what was the name of his first single. What was the name? What was the name of Casanova's first single, dog? Let me pull this up, bro. I want to see the name of Casanova's first single. You know what I mean? But once again, you guys, Casanova has turned a new leaf. He's no longer gonna be talking that gangster shit. He said he got to talk about some positive. All right, let me see. And his first single, he did very well. His first single, the first song he ever did, Don't Run. That was Casanova's first single, Don't Run. All right, you see already it's violent. He's telling you not to run. That means he's chasing you down. He's a gorilla. He's blood. He's a gorilla. And he's Gorilla Stone, I believe, right? He's telling you don't run. That was his first song. So we got introduced to Casanova in a violent way. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing. This is America. We do like a little violence, huh? This is America. We like the controlled violence, right? Not just chaotic violence. We like controlled violence, like boxing per se. All right. So we got introduced to Casanova in a violent manner. So now, can Casanova turn his leaf? Is he gonna make? Are we gonna be receptive to Casanova's positive music? He's turning a new leaf. Casanova looks like maybe he's Muslim or Christian in there. I don't know. But I don't know if the public's going to be receptive. I don't know if they're going to embrace Casanova's new image, right? Casanova performed with Kirk Franklin. It might could work. I don't know. It might could work. Who knows? L.O.T.S Prove Me, the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 119. That part. All right, you guys. Once again, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Don't be a ninja watcher. It's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher because that's just a hater. And you definitely don't want to be a peeping Tom. Y'all know what they do to peeping Tom. Just don't go to jail. You won't have to find out. All right? Now, you guys, make sure you guys are wiping your feet when you come inside the house of L.O.T.S Approved. This is my humble abode, okay? Listen, Hassan Campbell stole this shit from me. Hassan, you never said this, bro. When I tell people wipe your feet on the rug, you know why I say that? Because that's a sign of respect. I came up with that. I say, damn, this is the house. So when these people check in, it's like they're in my house. I would like for you to rub your feet on the mat. Rub your feet off the dirt off the mat, right? You rub your feet on the mat, clean off the dirt on the mat before you come and you don't track no dirt in the house. That's respect. When people don't do that, it shows that you wasn't raised right, right? You just walk inside somebody's house, you got dirt and mud and all types of bacteria on your feet. When you walk in them house, you walk inside a Haitian house, them people gonna look at you. Haitian people are so judgmental. Somebody grandmama gonna bop you over the head with a broom and tighten you up. So when you're in the house of L.O.T.S approved, you guys do me a favor. Don't embarrass the people that raised you and hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. That part. I am the incomparable, the author, imitator, but cannot be duplicated. The one they took their style from, the elected, appointed voice of the streets. I'm the one they took their style from. Jordan Towers, Hassan Campbell. I'm the one. I'm the elected, appointed voice of the streets. I go by them L.O.T.S approved. You guys, that is a acronym, obviously. That stands for the Lord of the streets, leader of the streets, learning off the streets, living off of the streets. And I really mean this. I really mean this. When I say living off the streets, I'm referring to eating off the land. We hustlers, we eat what we kill here. That part. Real hustlers. Ain't nothing wrong with 9 to 5s. I work 9 to 5s too. I'll punch in the clock if I got to. Remember, we are real hustlers. Ask about me. Ask about me. This is powered by L.O.T.S Proof Media. I want to welcome everybody to Don't Shoot a Messenger podcast. Episode number 119. Listen, 119. First of all, rest in peace, the planet, goddammit. That's my co-host. This show wouldn't be possible without planet. You hear me? Free G5 till it's backwards. That's Planet's older brother. Free G5. No doubt. Shout out to the Lang family. Rest in peace, the planet, goddammit. That was my co-host, so Don't Shoot the Messenger, you guys. All right? That part. This is the most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. You guys will soon find that out. Things are going to get better here. Just stick around. Remember, I told you, stick around. I appreciate everybody that shows their support for this channel. Yeah, we accept donations here also. No, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. This is why we put up stuff like that. Cash apps. You heard me? Yeah. We put up the Cash app for you guys. Let me see here. That part. Don't Shoot the Messenger, Cash app. L.O.T.S approved. That's the handle. You guys remember, we got to make upgrades here. We got to change the scenery, lighting, production. It costs to do this. That's why we accept donations on this channel. All right? So Cash at me. That part. If you guys want to see improvements here, Cash at me. I appreciate everybody that donate to the channel. Also, you guys can do super chats and things of that nature. All right? But nonetheless, you guys, we here to stay. Now, everybody have people that, you guys got people that admire you. Keep in mind, I need everybody to share these platforms, share this podcast with me. It's episode number 119. We spoke about Jim Jones. Y'all see Jim Jones and Cam going crazy. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy and Cam. I don't know when is that going to cease. But one thing I do know, they need to throw hands, though. I don't want to see the disrespect. To be quite honest with you, I respect Dipset. Now, I want everything in Dipset to come out. I think Jimmy deserves his flowers. So I kind of like the way Jimmy's been going on a rant. Jimmy need to get from under Cam. That capo shit is done. When you clock back in, it's only for the money. But the capo shit is done, Jimmy. It's time for Jimmy to make his own legacy and solidify his own legacy, which he's been doing. According to Jimmy, Cam has been backdooring him. According to Jimmy, Cameron has been leading him wrong with the decisions that he's made. Jimmy had executive positions in the industry. Jimmy was offered executive positions in different companies. But that is not the model. That's not I'm not going to say necessarily the Harlem model, but that's not Dame Dash's model. And you guys know Cameron comes from out of the school of Dame Dash. He's a student of Dame Dash. All right? And they don't believe in working for other people. So what Cam would do when Jimmy would get these offers, he would call Jimmy and say, Jimmy, you're a worker. Why are you working under people? Belittling him. Making it seem like he's less significant, less powerful. He's embarrassing himself by working for another individual. But when you work for other people, you get to see the ins and outs. You get to see the logistics. You get to see how the kitchen works. And then you go do your own thing. But apparently Cameron looks down upon that. Apparently Cameron doesn't approve of anybody being an apprentice. What else is the intern? Obviously, you would get paid on the job, but apparently they don't believe in that for their friends. So Jimmy was on the Breakfast Club basically saying that Cameron has been leading him in the wrong direction. Cameron has been undermining him. If you guys see everything that Jimmy's been saying about Cam, these are some disparaging things. Jimmy is under the impression that he's been hoodwinked, swindled by Cameron. Let's put the puzzle together. He's not getting his credit for Dipset and the role he played in Dipset, the aesthetics, the color pink. Jimmy tried to take ownership of the color pink. He's taking responsibility for inspiring Cam's color pink agenda. Jimmy's basically taking credit for the videos, the ins and outs, whatever it made to make Dipset work. Even as went as far as to say he came up with the name. Now Jimmy's saying that Cameron has been leading him the wrong way. Jimmy in the interview, in the breakfast interview, said basically alluding to basically saying, in a nutshell, I'm paraphrasing, that Cam didn't want Jimmy to be bigger than him. That's what Jimmy's alluding to. Now, one thing we can't say that Cameron and Jimmy, the love is there. The friendship is there. The friendship, the love is still intact. I don't think you can know anybody for 30, 40 years and just remove love. I got my dogs. I got niggas that I would consider my best friends, my brothers, that I don't care to speak to currently. Maybe never again. I don't think I'd be so much bothered, but they are my brothers nonetheless. Anything that would happen to him, I would be hurt genuinely. And you can see that still saying, you can see that same vibe in Jimmy. Jimmy's very precautious the way he speaks about Cam, even though he went as far as to say that he will punch Cam's head off. He's still showing precaution. He's still showing restraint. And you got to be able to read between the lines when you're a street nigga. You kind of read between the lines. And we ain't soft. So somebody asking you to a fade, somebody, your homeboy saying, I'll punch your head off when your homeboy wanted to fight you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We ain't soft. We've all been street nigga. You've won and you've lost. Hopefully you've won more than you've lost. That part. But nonetheless, Jimmy looks like he's not getting credit for Dipset. Jimmy needs to make his own legacy. So this is ordained. This was the inevitable. Jimmy had to remove himself from Cam. He had to remove himself from Dipset to solidify his own self. Because Jimmy, it is in his own right, has a lot of things that he's accomplished that he doesn't necessarily receive credit for. And by him being under Cameron, so to speak, Cameron casts a shadow over Jimmy and all Jimmy's accomplishments. Basically, being under Cam, it kind of belittles and it taints your individual accomplishments, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Jimmy needs to stand on his own and on his own square and be nobody's son, because it's looking like you was Cam's son. And I know that wasn't the case. L.O.T.S Prove Me the Don't Shoot Match podcast. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. That part. Now, you guys, today is Friday. All right. So you already know the weekend is here. Saturday. We're going to be coming back on Sunday if God permits, because nobody's promised tomorrow. I thank God for waking us up today. And I suggest you guys thank God for waking us up today. This is God ordained. We do God's will here. That part. with being said, it's the most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. You guys will find out. DSTM. Welcome to episode 119. It's not going to stop. We're going on like 3 times a week, y'all. I mean, I want to be way more consistent with the time that I go on. Friday, I'm feeling the 10:30. Sometimes I might go on a little bit earlier. I don't know. Life be lifing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go on at any time, every time. Things are subject to change. All right. L.O.T.S. Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. You guys, you know I leave off with enjoy yourself for the weekend. All right. And also, with that being said, you guys, discouragement and failure are the stepping stones to success. You're not going to experience true success without experiencing some form of failure. All right. If you can get beyond failure and discouragement, you guys will be successful. Just keep going. It's a part of the journey. These are stepping stones to success. Don't let the devil's a lie. So when you get discouraged thinking that you're not going to make it, just keep executing. Consistency. When you start losing faith, just stay committed and consistent. You're not always going to wake up with the most faith. But faith is your most strongest tool in life. That's the key to manifestation, faith. God is not a God of fear. L.O.T.S. Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Listen, you guys, the highest mountain has the best view. All right? Climb that mountain. Every goal that you have. We got big dreams here. L.O.T.S. Prove Me That DSTM. I want to see this be the biggest platform on God's green earth. All right? I want big offers for this platform. I got big expectations for this platform. We prayed for this. This is God ordained. My goals are astronomical. They big. My goals scare me, rightfully so. I hope your goals scare you. My goals scare me. You know what they say? You reach for the stars, and if you don't reach your destination point, that star, worst case scenario, at least you land amongst the moon. So that's why I have high standards. I set my bar high. I want this to be the best podcast on the planet. All right? That's the math to that. L.O.T.S. Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 119. The highest mountain has the best view, you guys. So when you get to the top of the mountain, you climbing that steep mountain, no matter how much rocks, lions, and caverns, and caves, and woo ditches, and etc., keep climbing that mountain, because when you get to the top, you're going to have the best view. The only thing that separates us from men from other men is wisdom. Your stories. Where have you been? That's what separates men from other men. Your integrity and your stories. Where have you been? Keep climbing that mountain, because your story is going to be a story that everybody is going to enjoy. It's going to be a story that everybody will benefit from. All right? Climb that mountain, and when you reach the top of that mountain, tell your story and inspire the rest of the world. That part. All right, that's enough of that. I'm done preaching. Let's go into this outro music. L.O.T.S. Approved Media. Don't shoot the messenger. That part. God is good all the time. All the time, God is great. Rest in peace, the planet, goddammit. Rest in peace to those 2 teenagers that were unalived at that little baby video shoot. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on Sunday.